Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. It's June 3rd, 2024. Great to be with all of you today. My name is Bob Lang, and today is the first day of trading in June. So we start summer trading today, pronto, and looking forward to some good action hopefully later on this month and into July. August, kind of a slower month oftentimes, but I have had some of my best trading months in the month of August. So don't dismiss that month as something that you as something of a yawner. So I'm looking forward to some good trades this month and even today. Again, it's June 3rd, and today is T-5, right? What does T-5 mean? It means 5 more days until that big split from NVDA, which is going to be effective next Monday, June 10th. Stock is splitting 10 for 1. So this is the last week people will be able to trade NVIDIA as it's over $1,000. You can see now that the stock is ticking much higher today, up $38. It got hammered on Friday with a lot of tech names. And again, this is just mechanical trading that's going on. Not helpful if you're long calls or short puts in a name like this, but this is where you have to use caution and be careful. Use protection, which means that if you're going to go long something, sell an upside call against it. If you're going to go short puts, buy a lower strike put just to protect yourself. The stock is $1,100 and can move 3-4% as it is this morning. It's up 3.5% right now, so it can move significantly in a short period of time. So you have to be careful there. So as far as futures are concerned, we see a little bit of a mixed picture here. The Dow Industrials is down a little bit, about 10 points here. The S&P 500 up about 11 handles, and the NASDAQ up 90 something points. But what I want to point out to you here is that the Russell 2000, the IWM, closed at 205.77. It is bid at 208. So it is up about 1% so far this morning in the pre-market. So what does that mean? That means that once the market opens up today, we're going to see good, strong breadth, right? And what is breadth? It means the differential between advancers and decliners. So we're going to see good, strong breadth right from the open. And we'll see if that carries through to the end of the day. Now, we saw good, strong breadth on Thursday, and that helped the markets a bit. But also on Friday, we saw good, strong breadth all day long. Even as the markets were down earlier in the session, they bottomed out. Let's take a look at that chart from Friday, shall we? So let's take a look at that chart here. And you can see on Friday, we opened up a little bit higher, and we sank all day long till about the noon hour. Put in our low in the S&P 500 at about 51.93, tested that 5,200 level that a lot of people were looking for to see if it holds, and we snapped back really strong. And look at that last 20-25 minutes. It was absolutely just gone parabolic. And we saw from lows to highs about a 75, almost 80 handle move. That's more than 1.5% in the S&P 500 just in the last 3.5 hours of trading. From 52.30 or so up to 52.77. That was about a 43 handle move in the last 20 minutes. That is stunning. But listen, it's the end of the month, and you caught a lot of people napping. You never short a dull market. The market was pretty dull leading up to that point. But we do have a nice on this 5-minute chart, the inverse head and shoulders there. So it kind of played out. And we did close out at our highs of the session. So we'll see what happens over here. Of course, the old highs come in at about 53.40 or so on the S&P 500. Not closing highs, but just intraday highs. And that was about a week and a half ago. Let's see what exactly day that was. That was 53.42. On May 23rd, just a couple of weeks ago. Seems like it was ancient history, but it's just been a couple of weeks. So I think, what am I looking at here? I think a close for the S&P 500 above 5,300. It's about 23 handles away from it right now. So we're not going to get above 5,300 on the open, but if we get a close up there and then a confirmation above that level, and the following day, then that would probably solidify this recent move down and let's call it down to about the 50-day moving average. This recent move down to the 50-day moving average was a successful test. Okay, and we'll see what happens going forward. So we're not oversold, but we're not yet overbought. And how do we know that? Let's take a look at the oscillators here. And you can see here that the NASDAQ oscillator, which is up here on the top, minus 38, New York Stock Exchange, minus 10. So we're flirting with that flat line over here. Now, what's going to change these numbers? The breadth, right? And I just told you guys a few moments ago that the breadth in the opening is going to be pretty strong, right? And with that pretty strong breadth, it's going to mean that the oscillator is going to push higher during the day. So if we finish with strong breadth at the end of the day, we're going to see these oscillators move to the plus side, positive side above zero, and that's important for markets going forward this week. So we had good strong volume. You can see that over here on the SPY on Friday. So we're going to chalk that up as an accumulation day. What is an accumulation day? It's basically that when you have the markets finishing higher with higher volume than the prior day, that means it was an accumulation day. It means a lot of big institutions are coming in and buying stocks. Now, on the other side, the distribution, when you have stocks finishing lower with higher volume, that means that big institutions are unloading stocks, and that means that's pretty bearish and leads to lower prices ahead. But for now, well, we're in accumulation mode here after a small corrective period in the market. So what am I looking at today? Let's take a look at some things that are on my radar screen. First and foremost, I was looking at Goldman Sachs. So Goldman Sachs had a nice pullback over the past couple of weeks along with the markets, and you can see that it had a huge run in April from about 390 up to about 470, about 22%. It pulled back nicely to the 20-day moving average, and this is an area where I think that the stock is going to get hold of some momentum and start pushing forward. Again, this is not earnings season for the banks yet. It's going to be that's going to happen in about another 4 to 5 weeks. But remember something: you don't need earnings as a catalyst for it to move the stocks, right? Move stocks. So case in point. Let's look at First Solar here. This is a stock that we've done very, very well with. I'm very light in the stock now. Very few contracts left and a few shares left. But the fact of the matter is that the stock made an enormous move in May. What was the catalyst? I don't know. Maybe it was too much oil in the markets. Maybe it was a move towards alternatives and solar energy. Who knows what it was? But the fact of the matter is that it didn't take earnings or any particular catalyst to get the stock to move from about $190 up to about $280. Now, the old all-time highs from back in 2008 or 2009 in First Solar is about 311 or 313. So, we're still below those all-time highs. But certainly, if you look at this chart from a longer-term perspective here, especially the weekly move, that is a stunning move up. Bigger than any move that we had in 2023. And if it follows through to the upside, I think the stock's got some room, probably to 400 a share. So let's take a look at the monthly chart on this one as well, too. You can see that this stock has just been making higher highs and higher lows since 2012. Again, just made a multi-year high in the month of May. So we'll see how that goes. And again, you don't need a catalyst here necessarily to get on a stock that's exhibiting strong momentum, right? I'm looking at Meta as well too, which had a poor close last week, but if it can stay above this 100-day moving average is what I was looking at, and then also get above that 20-day moving average, that would be a positive catalyst for it. Again, it's really kind of in a no man's land here. It's really trading in a range, and you can see the range to the top side is about 482, to the downside it's about 457. I'm watching it, not entering the trade right now. I'm watching it for a move above that area to get involved in it. Netflix is another name that I have on my radar screen as well too. Similarly, but it's actually been in a much more favorable bullish uptrend than Meta has been. It's been creating higher highs and higher lows, which is our textbook definition of an uptrend. I do like Netflix here, especially coming into the end of June. And if we can get above last week's high of about 665, I think it's got to run towards 690 or 700 over the next few weeks. Let's take a look at new highs, new lows. Again, you know, we looked like we were struggling with the new highs, new lows here last week, but we powered up here and closed with some positives on the new highs list, and so that's indicator is back on a buy signal. And then let's see what else I want to take a look at here. The Russell 2000, right? So we want to look at the Russell 2000 here. And again, this is an index that has just been kind of going sideways here for the past couple of weeks. It's threatened to break out, but it never did. And then it breaks down, and it seems to want to live around the 20-day moving average here. It's been straddling this for the past 6 or 7 days. And if it gets above recent highs, about, you know, we said this morning, the stock, the IWM is up about 208. I'm looking for it to close above 207.5 and confirm it. So if it gets above that area today, and it confirms it tomorrow, I'm bullish on the Russell 2000, and I'm going to look for some higher prices on that. We can see the formation of an inverse head and shoulders here, right? What does that look like? Well, let's take a look. So here's our left shoulder here. Here's the head right there. Right shoulder right there. So we want to see a nice move above this level here. And again, that's about 210. Above 208 would catch my eye and catch my interest, but I'd like to see it get above that 208, 210 level to really confirm that the stock, stock index, or IWM, is going to make them run towards the old highs. Old highs about 223, 225. All right. So that's going to be it, everyone. Have a great day. Have a great trading day. You know, if you have some protection on, that's great. You want to roll that down, or even add some more protection. You've got to have some protection in this market. You've got to have high levels of cash. We're at a point here where things can get very dicey. We have inflation reports coming up next week, but this week we have jobs reports. It's all about jobs, jobs, jobs. We have the ISM, the PMI data later on today. That's going to be a catalyst to move the markets as well. Tomorrow is the JOLTS report, and again, later on this week we'll have the non-farm payroll report for May, which is going to be coming out Friday before the open. And then again, the following week, we have the CPI and the PPI. Oh, and the same morning as the CPI is going to be later on in the day is going to be the Fed statement after their meetings. They have a 2-day meeting, which is starts on June 11th and finishes up on the 12th with a statement, policy statement, and then also a press conference by Chair Powell. So lots of stuff coming up over the next few weeks. Not a whole lot of earnings, although I'm be watching CrowdStrike tomorrow. That's also on my radar. And again, I was looking at Goldman Sachs, which is not a catalyst other than the fact that the stock has been exhibiting good, strong momentum. Later on this week, we have Victoria's Secret, which is an improving chart, and really a couple of terrible charts in retail are Lululemon and Five Below. Those might be worth some put trades later on in the week, but I haven't decided yet. And then Ollie's as well too. So a lot of retail names coming out this week: Zoomies, Dollar Tree, and Tilly's is coming out, and JGL. So a lot of JGL's on my radar list as well too. So guys, have a great weekend. Great week. Not great weekend yet. Have a great week. Trade well today, and I'll see you guys all in the chat room. And I appreciate everyone spending a little bit of time with me this morning, and I'll see you guys all on Thursday morning. Take care. Bye.